किसी की आवाज अच्छी है तो खुद गाना गाना शुरू करो जब तक कि
करण में ऐसा आ रहा है।
Hi, everybody. Good evening. We're going to start in a while. Just a few more seconds. I guess we all will be. I'm happy to see some known faces there. Yeah.
हेलो हेलो, एक यूजर को
Okay. I want to confirm somebody the screen is up. I'll just put it up. Can all of you confirm if the deck you're able to see?
yes, it's up.
Okay. We got 3 minutes into it. Any of the participants, can you confirm whether the deck is visible? Just wave. Yeah, I know we are all muted. Okay. Yeah, it's visible. Okay. Fine. I would request my team to remove the note takers because we are consistently getting reminders. So it'll not bother rest of the team members also. Okay. Okay, here we are. Thank you guys for joining in. I guess we have been preparing for this webinar for the last 2 weeks. We did a survey as to what could be the theme, what are the topics may interest you. Just a second. Can we remove the note takers, please? Aja, Hitesh, can you just remove the note takers, please?
Yeah, I guess there is some issue. The people are saying we are in lobby, we are not able to enter, but I'm not seeing anyone in lobby.
Okay. People would have joined without this thing. Okay. There. Okay, let me.
WhatsApp.
Okay. Let me check once. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing people are in lobby. Wait, okay. Okay, sorry. Yeah, okay. So let's move ahead. In the meantime, my team sorts out the note taker bit. Sometimes on a webinar, note takers are more than the actual people who are listening to us nowadays. That's a phenomenon. Bharat, can you go on mute, please? Yeah, thanks. Okay, here we are. So what we're trying to cover today is in a particular sales day in life of how relevant the tools are, how the influence of tools around us are going to cause a havoc, or are they going to create a safe and very smooth journey in the day in life of. That's something which we are going to see. So we also looked at how does the current sales game can go up. The way we are doing traditionally, there can be multiple methods of achieving your sales numbers. Most of you are, since are joining, are from sales, and you also know how the sales happens. Uh, but there are tricks of the trade which we can learn, by which we can actually multitude our performance. So we'll straight away jump into it. You would have questions, right? Apollo is a tool which is all available on internet. Everybody can go and buy. But why should you listen to Vipin Sharma for that instance? What does it? Why Vipin Sharma? Why should you listen to somebody who is wanting to take a webinar? And the reason is, before even we were a customer of Apollo, we were a big fan of Apollo. Before even partnering with Apollo, we were kind of a super user of Apollo. Having been used Apollo for last, say, 1.5 year, we have been awarded as a super user. Lot of features which are available in today's live version have been beta tested with us, and we have proposed a lot of changes there. The current version also, you keep changing or seeing a lot of updates coming in every day. That's something which we have worked together. So that's the reason why you are on right now in the safer hands if you want to listen to us. That's why there are few things which are kind of tricks of the trade which nobody is going to tell you, and it is not upfront available when it is from user perspective. So those are the things which we are going to talk today. Okay. So this is the agenda for today. We'll go through what exactly the day in life of a particular agent looks like. Uh, what are the kind of pains which we go through in sales, right? I'm talking from the basic sales point of view, where I'm picking up calls, I'm trying to convince customers to create an appointment or a lead generation, or trying to close deals over call. So that's something which we are going to do. What is the best fit solutions? We have got problems, we have got lots and lots of work to do. What is the best fit solution in our mind? So that's something which we are going to see. Where does Apollo fits in, right? So if all the solutions are in Apollo, or there are some solutions in Apollo. So we'll look at that. Then we'll do a live demonstration as to how you can go through the whole screens, and we can look at nitty-gritties of this. See, Apollo itself is a big, vast tool where we have got 7, 8 large sections. So what we will do is we will cover high level of Apollo today, and then we'll go deeper into the sections when we do the follow-up series in this webinar. So there'll be 5 or 6 series which we have planned. This is the first of those series, and the recording of all these series will be available and it will be mailed to you on your devices, right? Uh, so post that, we will have a question answer session where you can continuously, if you have question in middle of the session, you can post it on Q&A chat. My team is available. If those questions are not answered, we will pick it up all those questions and we can answer later part of the session, right? Why Thynkwise? So why Thynkwise is kind of best place to help you in this particular scenario. How do you look at creating an adoption and multiplying your sales game? That's something which Thynkwise we'll talk about briefly on that model. And what's next, what you can do next after this webinar is something which we'll go forward with. So in a way, we spoke about Apollo can be like your Swiggy, right? So it's like Swiggy of your deals. You want deal to be created. You just order on your phone. Swiggy is always on your fingertips. Any menu you want to have, you want to order chicken biryani, veg biryani, or anything on the menu, it can act like a Swiggy for you, right? So Apollo synonymous to Swiggy. That's why we will show it to you once we are through with this training. That's a takeaway which you'll have. You'll be more than confident about what kind of benefits Apollo as a tool will give it to you. Okay. So who is this session for? The session is for the aspiring sales professionals who are looking at either they have mastered these tools or they are having some techniques and they want to refresh those techniques. That's for them. Inside sales teams, of course, both Indian and so if you're targeting Indian geography or geographies across the world, this is for you. Sales managers and leaders who are looking at what kind of metrics they should track, what kind of metrics and behavior they should track. That's something if you are there on the call, that's this is also for you. And then there are businesses who are seeking digital transformation. Absolutely, yes, it's for you because you want to change your game. You want to take your game from a manual sort of performance to a digitalized version of your sales approach. That's something which is for you. The B2B companies, as I said, this is also for people who are looking at transforming their game from being individual seller, where they are looking at one particular geography, how they can scale up to different geographies, and how do you use Apollo to achieve those objectives. That's something which we can look at. Uh, I mean, obviously, yes, it's for growth-oriented organizations. And what kind of personas do we have? We have seen when we had got requests from various team members, people have requested for these sessions. We saw inside sales reps who are part of the IT companies have requested for this session. Sales managers, account managers are part of this session. We have got business development managers who are part of this session. Head of sales, VP of sales are also part of this session. And there are some CEOs, and I'm thankful that people are giving their precious time for this particular session to understand the best tools which is available in the market, right? Then again, the digital transformation experts or the consultants which are available, and this is the session for even them. They can get some tricks of trade which they can use and multiply their game, right? Make it simpler for their organization whom they are working consulting with. That can become simpler for them to handle. Okay. So once you look at a day in life of a sales rep, I'm sure when you are looking at the slide, you'll think this is me who is conducting his days. Look at the 4 pictures. I guess this is our picture when we are in sales, when we are dialing. Some sort of days are with these expressions. I know some of days, I'm not saying every day is like this expressions, but what we do in our daily life, what we do is band campaigns. We look at appointment generation campaigns, which we do. We do fresh calls versus follow-ups and callbacks. That's a part of a game which we do. We have a task to do LinkedIn connections. Our managers keep often telling us, why don't you go and use Sales Navigator, approach new connections, approach your persona from there. That's a part of job which we have. We run campaigns, which is either self-generated from sales, or it can be a campaign which is given from marketing, and that's a campaign which we are running on a daily job, right? Then we have to send lots and lots of mail. And this is not, I'm talking about a sequence which is automated emails. This is one-on-one emails, which we have sometimes mandated to do as to conduct our day job. We have to send 25, 30, 50 mails in our day. We are supposed to do organic search, even if there is a data which is given by the company, but we are still supposed to do organic search, find personas, our target customers whom we can, talk to. Sometimes the data which is given is insufficient, but we seek newer customers in the geographies or the industries, and that's something which we are supposed to do. We also do our reporting and reviews. Our managers keep asking us to, give me those reports, give me that report, and prepare for these reviews. And that's a daily affair which we'll have to. Some part of our day goes for that. Then obviously, last but not the least, we are supposed to do all the team meetings. Our manager thinks that's the most important part of the day. So we indulge in team meetings, and all of us come together, like-minded people or people on the same roles are part of these meetings, right? So if you look at this particular day of an ideal salesperson, all these activities occupy your day, right? So you're starting from preparing a data which you want to target, preparing for calling them. There is a script which you need to prepare. Then there are team meetings which you have to handle. So it looks like you're doing all these activities in a particular day, right? So that's how it is. Now, the other reality which we have, which is against, all these many tasks, you're doing multitasking across, the expectations are different. And now you see what kind of tools. So all these aspects for emails, calling, sequences, or to conduct your day, you have got multiple choice options. So today you don't have a choice which is the best choice. You have options or the ways. The problem is of plenty. You got every single task. You have got 5 different tools which will say, this is the best tool, you should use it. And whether it is dialer, whether it is CRM, whether it is meetings, or you have to have manage your follow-ups or deals, you've got plethora of tools available on the net. If you do a Google search, give me the best tool available, it will also give you some 15 tools which you need to test. And all these tools, most of them would have a free version where you can go and test them and take some 15 days trial, 1 month's free trial, and then come back to your conclusion whether the tool is better, best, or is it solving your actual purpose during the day. So what it happens is you have to conduct your whole day. you have to deliver some output, but also you'll have to look at all the tools which can make your day efficient. So there are two ways you can go about it. One, you can experiment with tools available in the market by the suggestion of your peers, by the suggestion of managers, or the company has it already. So you can decide on which tool is the best and fit it into the scheme of things, which particular aspect of your sales is helps. For example, database, there might be Zoom infos of the world, which helps you a lot, or there are LinkedIn navigators where you can find the content, but you still have to test it, right? Every day this is a struggle. Which is the tool which is the best available in the market for us to get my day efficiently delivered? And after this, so the fun is when we go through this, this is how our day looks like. Even, and I know that's not your picture. Assume it's your picture, right or left, depending on the gender. I would say I am on the right side, which you see. That's a confused day. You've got hell lot of tasks which you want to deliver. Then you've got plethora of tools out of which you have to decide, whether this is best or that is best. But once you're getting into it, your day is completely over. Why? Because you keep trying, and expectation or the day which you are hired for is not for trying, right? You need to deliver results on that particular day. So if you are given a choice, don't do trial and error, and I'll feed you a best tool which is available in our session. And why we are saying we are this, I showed you, we have experimented a lot of tools available there in the market, failed a lot of times, and we have invested time. Now, do you want to do that, invest your time again onto it? You're happy to do that, but there are friendly suggestions where we can tell you that this is the one and you can get going from day one. So that's the purpose of this particular call, to streamline your day, get a best suggestion for a particular task which you want to do, and you can choose to do it, or you don't want to choose, you want to go through the longer route. That's up to you. But if you look at our day, right, we spend uh, 8 hours of job, 4 to 5 hours of our job is either finding out database, speaking to our people. It's like an admin job. Even the CRM which is given to us, sometimes people are mandating us to just fill those fields. Why don't you fill your update your CRM? So that's the most time consuming. And after a day, when the manager or somebody asks us, what is the output, that becomes our biggest excuse. I was filling CRM, I was finding database, we couldn't get any connects, and we failed everywhere. It's like, you have to justify your day, but the actual work which we had done, it's only 25% of the face time. The actual work is what? You got to speak to customers more, right? Being in sales, the amount of time which you speak to the customer, that is directly relation to the revenue which you generate for the company, right? So if if a particular 8 hours of day is 100%, you spend 60% of your day in admin job, reporting, creating Excel sheets, filling forms, and it's kind of an unproductive effort, which is not translated into somebody can say, you've done a lot of work in sales. End of the day, if your manager asks you, they'll say, what is the kind of appointments you have set? How many meetings have you brought? How many customers have you brought in into the active funnel? That's something which will be asked, right? But this cannot be justified. But if this particular aspect gets improved, how are you going to transform into a better salesperson? How are you going to remove the kind of waste which is accumulated in a day's time, and that day time can be utilized into speaking more towards your customer? So that's something which we are going to look at. So this is the formula which I think is very relevant. If a smart salesperson, I would say all of us are smart. So if we are given dumb tools, so you'll be able to at best produce average results. You'll still not be able to meet best of your results, but you'll be able to produce average results. But if you're not so smart salesperson and you're given dumb tools, uh, you know the results, right? The results are always going to be dumb, and there will be a lot of frustration during the process. The whole, the managers will keep reviewing it to you. You will also get frustrated, but the whole day there will be no output, right? And I'm saying for restricting my conversation to a day, because that's something, a day looks similar for a salesperson. Every day is a zero starter day, and hence I'm always focusing back to the particular day. Now, if there is a smart salesperson with smarter tools, there are chances that they will be able to achieve the best results in a particular day. So that's a right combination to have. See, there can be movement from dumb tools towards smart tools. That can be a learning curve, and you arrive at it. But there is a chance that you, by the time you want to arrive at best tools, there is a portion of your day or time people would not have patience to listen to you, right? So you might have to swiftly move, or the space at which you want to adopt tools have to be faster, so that you can show results quickly. Okay. Uh, so why Apollo? So all the clutter, for example, you use Excel sheets, you use diary for your work, you have lots and lots of tools which you use today. All your tools, if you can look at one Brahmastra which can help you, that's Apollo, right? So that's something which can be used, and I'll tell you how. I'm more than confident once we have gone through the features, it'll show up the kind of expectations we have. So Apollo is like your in sales people can understand, because if it is a chai ki tapri, if the same chai ki tapri offers you samosa, a vada pav, or in typical Maharashtra, since I'm based in Pune, so I'm referring to my context. So it's a chai wala which gives you all the plethora of things to get along with the tea. So its main business to ho hi raha hai. I'm saying that's something which will happen, but you also get the ecosystem around it, which can help you and support you into the life cycle, right? So that's something which we can see. Okay, so there are some myths available. If people who are already using Apollo, or they have tested in some portion of their sales life cycle, they would say, it's just a lead database. So it's only numbers which we go. I've got 1, 2 free version or a paid tool license where we go and find out numbers of customers or email IDs of customers. At best, that's the purpose of Apollo, right? That's something which is not a fact. It's a myth. Then people say, it is for small businesses only. It's not for large business, because large businesses are working on organize. It's a buying committee. You might not be able to get details of all those. That's again a myth. It's far too complex, not easy to handle. I would say anybody who's using Excel sheets today, any tool would be, it's not about Apollo, any tool would be simpler to use it, but we are just, our mind is programmed to use a particular say because we are comfortable with it. So that's something, it's only complex till you actually practice it. So we will help you practice there. We also have a myth saying, it's for international markets only. I don't get Indian numbers. We don't have database which is related to Indian markets. As a salesperson, if you're focusing Indian markets, it doesn't add value. That's also a myth. We have got enough amount of database customers. If you would ask me, does it have a shop act license or a proprietorship data? It won't have, because the data which it has is anything which is on MCA, which is Ministry of Corporate Affairs, the companies which are listed, and that's the kind of database which you will see it on Apollo. You would not find proprietorship data here, so there can be a negative if you're working only to close B2C and proprietors or small shops and those kind of vendors. That data might not be available. But rest, all the limited, private limited companies with the geography, their office setups, that's all the data is available. Then there is a myth. If I take Apollo, do we need a CRM separately along with it, or will it replace my CRM? So we'll talk about more. That's also a myth. Does Apollo comes with an AI feature enabled along with it? People think only a database tool. It doesn't have anything to do with AI. Can I host meetings with Apollo? So can it become a tool which is one-stop shop tool? So that's something which I'll answer during the demo. Does it have a dialer? People do not know because most of us use a free dialer, free version of it, which doesn't give you full capabilities of it, and which one of the capabilities is dialer. So if you need to, and so if the question is whether we have dialer in this tool, absolutely yes, we have got one of the fantastic dialers, and there are key features which help you, not go into spam kind of a caller, which we can talk about. Then there are capabilities, does it record my calls? Is there a feature facility available? That's people had doubt about it. So we'll clarify that doubt. Then we have, does the information which is available, if you do meetings through Apollo, are they recorded? Does it have an AI feature? So we'll also talk about it. So there are some myths which we want to break while doing these sessions, because people have perception about their tools. And there are some perceptions which are very strong for Apollo, at least. It's only a database tool. I don't use it for anything else. We just depend. We have a common license between 5-10 people, and that's how we use, like Sales Navigator getting shared between 4 users because of the cost. That's how we also treat Apollo as well. And that's a myth which we want to break in this particular session. Okay. So it's again the features which you see. Now we're talking specifically about what Apollo gives you as features. Just focus, if you focus on the central horizontal line, these are the features. So it's they call themselves the world class GTM in a box. It has pipeline generation features. You can have your inbound, the whole inbound piece, whether it is an organic inquiry on a website, uh, that can be shipped or pushed directly to Apollo, and you can handle it, and there can be feedback mechanism which you can automate. Then there are wins and close. You can manage a whole deal pipeline around this. And when I say manage deal pipeline, there are stages by which any CRM or a pipeline management tool would give. So it has all those features. Then we have operational and improving features. Say you want to automate tasks. If there is an inbound inquiry which is coming in from website, who is it to be allocated to? Does it go round robin, or you want to do alphabetically? All those rule sets are available, and people do not know about it. So it can be integrated, and you can make workflows very streamlined when it is. And we are saying, we have tested this, we have used this, and we have implemented for our customers, and that's where we have been successfully able to do it, right? And obviously, the last piece which we already know, enrichment and cleansing of data. Apollo, by far, if you look at the research, it is one of the best tools available to get database or contact numbers which are mostly verified, right? If you look at the bottom table, which says the data which is available on Apollo is 275 million contacts. It's across the world number which I'm talking about. And there are 73 million accounts available in Apollo. There are 15,000 buying intent topics. What is intent topics? We'll dwell deeper because that's the section which we are covering. It's like Bamburas of the world. If you go to any of the database vendors, now you get unlimited database access. It's no more the story about getting quantity of data, but now the shift of gears have happened. People are asking intent data. Is there a data which the customer is looking out for, some solution which we are trying to sell? Is that kind of data available? That's the intent. If people know about database, they are already well versed about intent data providers which are available in the market. So one of them is Bambura, LeadShift, and all these are available. These are the ones which are powering Apollo databases. So yes, there are 15,000 topics. If you're selling one of those solutions, you can get intent data of those particular topics also. Now there are, direct, I'll say 120 million direct numbers. What does it mean is either you have a direct board line number or a mobile number which is available for those contacts. So 275 million contacts, 120 million, almost 50% of those have direct dialing numbers, right? So that's very uncommon between the tools which we talk about. These are the features. And on let's talk about the top horizontal column, which says this is the life cycle which we have, right? Prospecting, enrichment. Does it have plays or automation? Does it also give me a conversation intelligence? Say when I'm doing a meeting with my customer, is it recording my conversation? Can it tell me whether I've pitched my calls on the band framework? What questions were asked on budget? What questions were asked on need? All those detailings are available. So I'm not going deeper into these because I want to cover it on a high level and give you a confidence that all these features are available, and it's not about only 20% of it to show you it is available. It is full length and breadth features are available. So this is what you see is just tip of the iceberg, and the whole full-fledged versions we'll be covering it in our series of webinars which we'll do to educate people, especially our fraternity of inside sales and the sales reps which are available in the country. We'll take them through a complete detailed understanding of all those features. Uh, so if you look at how we are all investing, so it's not about this is for the first time we are starting business in inside sales or sales. We are already using a plethora of tools. And if you look at what kind of investments are we making, so I'll give you a view of that. For example, you use database tools. In database, you might have Sales Intel, Slintel, Lucia's of the world, either free or paid version. So every in sales rep who is calling, has started calling, they know all about these tools because all these tools gives you some or the other free credits which you can use, and that becomes a kind of a good gold mine for you during the course of your when you're delivering your day, right? Database is one aspect, and then the second is we all use CRM. See, mostly it is 90% all the people use it. Either it can be a Zoho, it can be a Freshworks, or it can be a Monday CRM, Clay, or Sales in Slintel. So we all promise, but we all are using CRMs in our organizations. We are using VoIP based dial, and so it's a dialer which is you can outreach. So we can have Nextivas of the world. We might have Cisco dialers, and there are enough dialers which you know, right? So this is the type of one of the cost aspect which we have. We have LinkedIn navigators, which is for finding contacts, putting into the CRM, running them as sequence. Either the sequence is run within the sales function, or the sequence is run by marketing on your behalf. That's happened in parallel. Uh, then you can have pipeline management tools like Salesforce, Dynamics. Once the lead is a particular level, you ingest that lead into Dynamics or Salesforce, and then you keep monitoring that funnel from down the line. So, especially in IT, since the gestation period of deals is between 3 to 6 to 1 year, 3 to 6 months to 1 year, it is important for us to have complete visibility of all the deals which are in the pipeline. So we use deals management softwares around in inside sales. Then you got nurturing engines. So there are separate plugins which are available, which promise to you if there is a dropout between, say, if the customer is dropping in your calling journey or in deals journey, all those customers can be brought back to active funnel by way of sending them case studies, uh, emails, and testimonials can be sent to them, and they can be brought back to the active funnel. So that's an important piece, and then you can get separate plugins for that, right? Then we got AI note takers. We spoke about AI note takers because when we started this conversation, we had everybody coming in with note takers. So the advantage, we as webinar takers, we are happy because we got multiple people. Instead of 50, we got 100 people on webinar, but we actually see, oh, there are 50 note takers because they're recording notes on behalf of their owners, right? So it's like in a society, everybody has a dog. So it's my dog or your dog. That's something which we keep comparing. So that's one aspect which is important during when you're conducting your day in sales. AI adds value to it. It can give you prompts, what smarter concepts you can speak about, smarter keywords which you can use in your conversation. It can also create an automatic MOM. And there can be when the customer is dealing with you, so it also acts as a moment of truth where you can refer back to those conversations, what has happened actually during the deals. Your managers or teams can also look at that. So these are a must-have tools nowadays. The last but not the least, anything which is falling between the cracks. So we also look at the lost opportunities which are happening during the course of the sales cycle, from a buying journey to a selling journey. Anything which is getting dropped, it is important for us to know the reasons. Why are the customers not maturing to my activated funnel? Why are they not converting into me? And that's where the learning lies, right? Whatever customers are buying, we are able to successfully sell them, or they're buying it from me. They are not creating learnings are coming from the customers which are dropping out of the funnel. They give us reasons, you are costlier, your product doesn't suit me, it is not the geography which I want to say. So all those reasons come from lost opportunity tracker. And I would say, if leaders, I'm not from the frontline perspective, but if you want to become a leader in inside sales, you should know where your customers, you're losing your deals from, so that you can fix those gaps and plug in those gaps, and so that you have less leakage in the whole funnel cycle of yours, right? So that's so what I was trying to say is, these are the different sort of tools which are required in the sales function to deliver efficiently. And I've just attributed certain cost to it. For example, and this is a readily open source data available. If you put to ChatGPT, also it'll give you an average cost of a particular tool. So if you look at your database, you are spending per agent per month, and this is a monthly cost. You spend around $100 for database, $30 approx for CRM, and so on and so forth. If you total this amount, it goes to around $250 as your expenses for a particular tool. And all these, believe me, are must-haves. You can't do without a dialer. You can't do without a CRM. You can't do without a database. You can do without an AI note taker nowadays. It's mandatory, and you can't do without a deal pipeline. So all these are must-haves for conducting your day successfully. Uh, how much does it cost? It costs you around $250. You might not realize if you're a sales rep, because company is buying it for you. And I'm not saying you go and buy these tools, but companies investing in it. But since you have joined, how do you efficiently become that particular person or a salesperson? You should realize what the kind of investment is going into generating leads. It's not merely a call and the conversion happening. So that's something. So this is an average cost which is incurred. But if you look at the comparison, all these features, we spoke about every single aspect of the tool. All these features are available in Apollo at a rack rate. And this is an organization plan which I'm talking about. That plan has all these features. So we will be able to, talk about all these features in our webinars, and we'll explain this how those features works. But 100%. And I spoke about all these features are with length and breadth, full-fledged features are available in Apollo. It all sometimes happens we are not able to, Apollo themselves is not able to communicate all these features at one go, because they call themselves sales intelligence platform. They're not calling themselves say CRM. They're not calling themselves database. So now when it is related to Apollo, it's a sales intelligence platform, and all these features are coming bundled along with it. So let's do one thing. See, rather than just keep talking about it, why don't we just go and see the demo of the tool? So I'll share my screen quickly again. Okay. So here is what is the landing page looks like on the screen. So once you have this is the first landing page. Even if you have a free version, this is the screen which you will see. On the left-hand side, you will have all the features, which is the first section is prospect and enrich section, which has people, company, list, data enrichment. This is the section which we'll cover in complete detail today. Then we have got engage, which is sequence, emails, calls is the dialer section, which we spoke about. Then we have got deal pipeline management. So you manage your pipeline either by doing meetings, you have conversation with your customers, and how the deals are getting managed. So these are the sections which we will go through in the in the future webinars when we conduct. And there are automation tools like task, workflow, analytics is nothing but how does the reporting work. So let's go dwell into the first section, which is the prospect and research section. Uh, Okay, so once you go into the people, this is the screen which you'll see. There are three sections clearly which you see, which is total, net new, and saved. What does this mean is there are 213 million database which is available right now on your screen, and how many are net new, which is 211. That I'll explain how net new is calculated. You have this 1.4 million. If you have Excel sheet of data which you have been working, you can upload it into Apollo for your usage, and you can also keep downloading data from Apollo basis the credits which you have, and it'll keep saving into your proprietary database. So saved database is nothing but if I'm an ABC Limited company or Thynkwise, this is my database which is sitting here. So if I go and click there, I'll be able to see all the data points in this section. So it is arranged by two methods. One is either by people or by company. So there are two ways of looking at it. You can go and research a company and then find employees of those companies, or you can go to employees and then look at what is the kind of company capabilities it has. So let's open one of those customers here. I'll open, for example, Director of IT, Ken Brescher here. What are this function which you get on the first screen? So if I'm an agent and I'm speaking to a customer, how do I become more smarter in my conversation? And if I refer just like a cold call, so gone are the days when you can just ask the customer, is this a right time, bad time, good time? People don't encourage that, right? You have to use a smarter opening with the customer. That anyway, people would be telling you training. You would have been following on a lot of cold call trainers there, but if the second sentence which you speak is going to hold your conversation for next 30 seconds, and that's very critical. And if you want to hold that conversation, you should talk something very, very relevant, which is kind of customer can connect with you. For example, I'm on the screen, I'm speaking to you, sir, Mr. Ken, your company is in secure technology solutions design, and I guess you're industry experts, and you deal with government and healthcare and software services. What did I do? I just referred to the first line which I opened. I've not even gone through in detail, but when I'm connecting to a customer, I'm knowing more about him, and that's where the customer connect will happen. So he'll listen to you once you're talking about him. If the call is about him, not about you, yeah. See, sometimes we make a mistake. We start talking. I'm from this company, and I'm trying to sell you this. Do you have 30 seconds? The answer is obviously no. Even I don't pick up those calls and answer, right? So even if when you get such calls, you get irritated. So when we are talking to our customers, I can be far more smarter. How you become smart is by looking at the content which is available on the screen and speaking to the customer far better, right? So that's something which you can do smarter. What all aspects are available? Say, if this is Ken Brescher, what all meetings have happened with him? If you go down, what all transactions have happened? How many people have spoken to him from my company? what is the news about this company? Right now, there is no news about him. So what kind of technologies the person uses in their company? This can be relevant. If you are wanting to pitch Microsoft 365 to him, if he's already using it, that he's already on that particular stack. And if you want to pitch something, say, completely different as a ESDS data center to him. And this is a customer because he's using a certain tech stack, and you can be smarter in terms of identifying that. You don't need to ask those questions which are right now available on the screen. So the smartness is not about talking and asking questions which is readily available in front of the screen, but becoming smarter, referring to the context which is available. So Apollo gives you that context which you can directly go and speak to the customers and make your conversations very, very relevant. The other thing is, if you can go down, you have fundings rounds. If the customer company is funded, what kind of funding the company has received, what rounds, how many rounds have happened, is there job postings with their put, is there an employee trend? For example, you can see last 6 months, are they hiring? If the company is on a hiring trend, the company is investing, they have got money. If they are going on a negative side, you should be very cautiously, because the company is either laying off people, reducing their cost. They might not have intention to buy, right? So that can be a notion. So you can just dig deeper in your probing and find it out. But system will give you information as to what kind of department they are working on and where they are hiring, what kind of growth they have got, right? So this is one which you can use. And you can also drill down with department wise, say operations, they are reducing by 20%. So this can give you a red flags in the company. Did you ask this about the customer from the customer? No, you're not asking these questions, but in your mind, you are making sure whether this customer is your buying persona or not. So you're becoming ready for your next conversation, which is what Apollo gives you. Now, let's go to the topics, which is this is about the individuals. If you go to the company, say this is the company view, I'll click on company. All about the company as to how many number of employees do they have, who is their CEO, is there a outreach already which has happened to them or not. So you see that the connections are available from here directly. Either you can go to a company page. If the company has a Facebook page, you'll be able to go there. For example, I'll show it to you. This is how you reach their company page. And LinkedIn, any information relevant, you can speak about that. Same is the case for an individual. For example, you want to speak to Cyrus Harley, just click on Cyrus Harley. You have got his email IDs, your mobile number of the customer. You can see what has happened with him. Is there, say, it also gives you a score as to I'll tell you how it has come as a 71 out of 100, because you fix your persona. I'll show it to you in the filters. So the point is, you can become far more smarter when you're speaking to the customer. All the information related to the customer, where is he based out of, what kind of employees he has, and all tech stacks, everything becomes far more smarter. Now you want to go to his LinkedIn page, you just click on LinkedIn, and you don't need to have Sales Navigator for this. A basic LinkedIn license, which is being used right now, can also take you to, you can get it integrated. You don't need Navigator license along with this. So LinkedIn Basic is integrated. Now let's go deeper into the filters. So this is all about the individual and the company. You become far smarter by knowing the content of the particular page. Let's talk about the filters. How do you have got 100, almost 138 filters, which you can use on Apollo, which is the first screen. In people, if you have, say, what is the kind of email status, which generally which is the topmost feature I'm just talking about. You should use it on, even if you're on a free version, this is how you should use. Once you click on email status, it will give you likely to engage, verified. What are these? These are verified and likely to engage contacts from Apollo perspective. They feed you with this information that this is the most relevant contact, reach out to them. So whenever you are planning an outreach, creating a database of yours where you want to plan, select these filters. So you'll give you the verified contacts only, so that you don't have a bounce rate on your emails once you're trying to reach out, right? So this is the filter for that. Then you've got buying intent. Buying intent is something, I'll tell you this, if you configure topics. So for example, I'm showing it to you here. If your company is dealing into hiring of resources, or there are certain specific topics which you have in mind, we spoke about, right? There are 15,000 topics available for intent. And if there are 12 topics which you want to focus, meaning anybody who's searching for this topic, you want to speak to them. So for example, I click on hiring. If somebody is looking at hiring as a topic, you've got 15,400 people who are in this category who have shown intent as a topic to this. From millions of database, you now are looking at 15,400 people. Now you want to further drill down, these are the topics which is somebody has shown interest. And if there are high level interests, directly they have looked at this keyword, there are only 3,197. So from millions, you go to 15,000, and from 15,000, you go to 3,200. So uh, your search becomes simple for you to understand which is the first priority you should reach out to. So this is one. And then if you go down, there are filters like persona. You create your own persona wherein, like if you want to add your persona, you will say given a job titles like CTO. And if you want to say management level, they should be owner, founders, C-suits. And you see the filters changing here. So if you put those filters, only 40,000 of these. So you can save this persona and you can call it, say, test persona and save for your consent. So once you go down to the filter and any of these, because you don't want to contact 100% of the employees, right? You want to contact only the people who are relevant to you. Basis your business type, it might be a CTO who is relevant to. Basis your business type, the salesperson might be a C-level salesperson might be relevant to you. So you can select that filter. And once you select this 9.1K, you have 9,000 contacts. Out of those contacts, these are the people whom you want to reach out, right? So that's a filter which you can use. Then I'll see, look at industry. So if you're working on, say, only manufacturing as an industry, plain, I'll say IT. Okay, let's say argument's sake, we'll select one of those filters. Out of those good number of filters, I'm saying we saw thousands of customers. Now we have got only 122 people who are in our persona, our line of people whom I want to speak, and they have shown interest. So this becomes my first priority to reach out. Now you have a day planned for you. What you have to do is simply save this particular list, apply this filter. And once you select, there's a selection option. You can select all these numbers. And there are multiple options here. If you don't have email IDs right now, you can just go and enrich those email IDs, because email IDs are kind of unlimited enrichment available in Apollo, all the plans. And then there is something called as list. Either you can add a list to a already created one, or you want to go ahead and add to a new list. We'll say new test list and add to this. Now this list can be used for various purposes. You can create an email campaign on it. You can create a calling campaign on it. You can create a LinkedIn outreach on it. So these can be used basis that. So list, what we did is we went and saw people, our persona, those are the people whom we want to target. We created a list out of it, and now we are trying to reach out to them. So that becomes simple for us to understand and reach out to them. So this is very critical. How do you want to approach your day? So that's how you do. And these are the filters available. There are multiple other filters. Some of this is, say, if this person has recently changed jobs. So out of this, unfortunately, 122 people which we have seen, they are sticking on to the same job. But if they would have changed their job, why? Because it is important, because somebody, if it's a CTO or a salesperson who is changing job, joining from one company to other, he'll be open to listen to you in terms of your sessions, because he is wanting to prove himself in the new organization. And that's the best time you should reach out to him. So it gives you a filter out of so many people. How many people, if you have that filter, how many are going to have changed jobs? So now you can go and speak to them, right, directly. Okay. We spoke about companies, we spoke about list, how we can create. You can create multiple lists. It can be for your own teams, or it can be private to you as a list. The one important aspect is the enrichment feature. If you've got your database, whatever you have saved, it will give you stats about that data. How many numbers needs to be enriched, how many emails are available, not available. And if you set up an auto refreshing feature, it will keep enriching basis the credits which are available on an auto basis. So you can set up a frequency there. So this is all about the prospect and enrichment section. I'll give you a high-level understanding of sequences. Sequences, nothing but we spoke about automatic email features where you can set up multiple steps of outreach. It can be 7 emails, 2 calls, 1 LinkedIn Connect. So all those features are available. You can look at emails. all those emails which are sent, one single view. It is integrated with your Outlook and Gmail. If you use Gmail, it can all the emails. You don't need to open up a separate client. Everything is available in here. We have call section. So you've got all the calls which you make. So you've got a dialer, and all these calls are available if it is so you can categorize. So all the recording of the calls is available. You can create reports out of it, and all the filters are available for you to see. You got meetings. Again, it is integrable with your Zoom meetings or Microsoft meetings, which you use. You don't need to open Zoom or meeting separately. Everything is within Apollo's ambit. Uh, Conversations. This is nothing but a section which all the meetings which have happened and what has happened in during those meetings, the recordings of those meetings. For example, I'll open one of the sessions which we are just having. So you say you've got sections where what are the outcome, what are the next steps, is there a pain point identified by the users, is there a questions which was unanswered, and you can get a transcript, you can keep trackers as to whether the budget word was used, so that after the meeting has happened, you know the kind of quality of the conversation the agent or viewer having. So it is always good to have this summaries, and this is the AI based feature. You can ask, you see on the top right side, ask Apollo if anything which has happened during the conversation, so you don't remember, it'll fetch, search the whole directory and give you that information about that particular contact or that particular meeting. So that can be used. Uh, then we had deal section. Deal section is the pipeline section where you can monitor all your ongoing deals, how many deals are open, how many deals are in progress, how many are dropped cases, where you give status to of all your deals. So you get the probability of closures. You've got all your buckets in which you can put. It can be banned, verification, qualified bucket. So you can create sections of your deals wherein. So it is easier for people to review and look at the kind of projections which are coming in quarterly or half-yearly or annual basis. You can keep projecting basis the deal management. Then you've got tasks, which is task is creating an email task, calling task, and you can automate your functions basis that. So if you're an agent and you've got 15 different tasks which have been aligned in a campaign, you know what you're supposed to do. You don't have to go and look at Excel's, search for database. You have a day which is already planned for you. It can be done by your own self, or it can be done by your manager who is looking at all the campaigns they are creating. So everything related, for example, Vipin Sharma, though I've got a lot of tasks pending on my name. So you see 1600 tasks which Vipin is supposed to do. So after this meeting, I'll finish those tasks. But yes, you have your planned day and you can see everything on your screen, right? Workflows. Like we spoke about, I'll just cover high level. If there is an inbound lead which is supposed to come and somebody has to attend, so you can create automation spaces that if there is a disposition which needs to be changed, you want to fix, say, if there is a email which has, it's a valid email and it is from US geography and it is in my domain, qualify that lead automatically and put it into my deal section. So it will automatically do. You don't have to manually click those functions. So it is not a manual validation of all leads. If there is a set process, you can automate that process, and anything in Apollo can be automated between contacts, companies, and deals as a section. So everything in one view can be automated. Analytics in high level, or it's all the reporting which is anybody can do. You don't need to open a single Excel sheet. Believe me, if anybody who has taken Apollo, if they are using Excels, it's inability of mine as a company, as an execution consulting firm. We are not able to transfer the value to them. So we always encourage, if there are companies who have taken Apollo, they should question back as to why are we still using Excel sheets for any damn thing, right? So you become Excel free, diary free. But if you have a choice, even I have a choice of writing notes on diary. But CM Apollo gives you all those flexibilities where everything can be in one single tool, and we have one single bird's eye view of the whole pipeline from a database to a closure, everything in one tool. Okay, so let's go back to the deck. Though I know I've covered very high level functionalities, but I would be happy to cover in our follow up sessions. We will do that once we are taking the particular section and we're doing that. So let me share back my screen. We'll go to the deck. So I'd encourage my team to look at the questions if there are any. We'll have a question and answer session after this. Okay. It's coming up. Yeah, bear with me. Yeah. Okay, so we did our demo. Okay, why Thynkwise, right? So we answered out why Vipin Sharma, because Vipin Sharma is awarded by Apollo for being a super user. I'm boasting about myself here, but I would want to prove this when we are launching an offer today as to you can do one-on-one coaching with us and free of cost. It's like it's this is the webinar where we are not wanting to sell anything to you today. This is an educational series where I know we have been struggling during our days. I have seen people struggling conducting their deals, and sales is the most noble profession, right? And it is close to our heart. When we are able to improve lives of a sales representative, so one, they are able to deliver better, they are able to, and they make everybody happy. The whole organizations are run on sales teams, right? And if you would believe this, right? If the sales team is able to deliver the value, I guess the value is translated into revenues, and all the team members and the company is happy. So this educational series is only for education. We are not going to sell you anything. Unlike any other webinars which come and tell you, you buy this, this is the offer which you will get. But we would find time. We would give you an offer and doing 30 minutes of session. I'll give you that offer when I'm ending on the last slide. Why Thinkwise? We have got three models. I know you might be an influencer for your company. You might be using certain tools, but I'll also talk about my company which we have started. So otherwise, my team will kick me. You have not spoken about Thinkwise. You have spoken about your own self. So I'm not doing my own brand promotion here. Thinkwise has three sort of models which we are going into the market. One is the basic, where you buy platform, we'll help you set up that platform. And by setup, we mean we will bring you up to speed. It's not easy. Somebody will say, no, I have got IT team, they can do it for me. And when I say this, I'm not boasting. It's not easy to integrate, customize platform basis the way you need it. You might have some certain custom dispositions. Reporting in your company would be different, and we can help you configure those dispositions, and even in free versions. So it's not about you have to have a paid version for that. You can have it in your free versions also. That's one model which we have. The smarter version is you have a tool, you get the platform set up, and we support you for a duration of 6 months, so that it's not I set it up and then you again you feel that there is something which you need to learn. So we can have a support framework. And then there is an inside sales performance vertical which we talk about, where our company becomes kind of a virtual inside sales setup company for you. We give you platform, we set up processes for you, and we look at what kind of people, how do you train, what are the basic necessities which are required. So all those aspects are covered when we look at performance model. So okay, so we have talked about our model. So I would open if there are questions, we can answer those questions, and then we can come to the offer which we are going to give as part of this session. Yeah. So any questions, team? Ajra,
Yeah.
Hitesh? Yeah.
So thank you so much, Vipin, for last 1 hour. You have been telling us how we get better at sales. So we have few questions. Let me take through one by one.
Yeah.
So one of the question is, how many emails can I send in a day via Apollo?
Oh, okay. So ideally, Apollo, when they suggest 50 mails, it's not first and foremost, it's not a bulk mailing tool. You can't have, say, more than 50 emails. And no tool is bulk email tool nowadays, because the kind of regulations which are available in emailing industry, Google and Microsoft are making stricter and stricter in terms of bulk emails. They identify if there are, say, 50 plus 100 plus emails. So that's something which is you should be cautious if you're trying to do. As a capability, you can send 500 emails per day. So the capability wise, it has no restrictions. But the ideal emails, which is per domain, which is supposed to be sent, is 50, which is the suggestion which Apollo does. Uh, I'll specify one thing very clearly here. It is to be a warmed up email ID. It's not about you are getting buying a domain from GoDaddy today and you're installing it on Apollo. It won't give you that kind of open rates. You'll have to. There is a warming up procedure which you have to do, and we can discuss when we if you have booked a coaching session, we can tell you what to be done and how you have to keep your emails warmed. That procedure can be explained. So 50 is the ideal number which we suggest from a particular domain. And even in free version, you can have one email ID which can be configured. It goes from professional, you can have 5 domains, and then or plan you have 15 email IDs which you can configure per user. So if you look at, you want to send 500 emails, our suggestion is distribute it or split the load in 50-50 and make it 10 email IDs. So by that, you can have capacity of 500 email IDs per user, and you'd not disturb the kind of credit score of your domains, which is more important. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess Sachin was asking the same question. Is there a limit on the number of domains we can use to send emails? So I guess that answered the question.
Okay. So it's 15 for our plan. Uh, it can be different 15 domains completely. On free version, it is limited to one email ID and one domain. Yeah.
Okay, so Arpita is asking, does Apollo provide contact data for Indian companies?
Yes. So this was a myth which we wanted to break, because if you're an agent who is working to find out customer contact numbers in India, yes, it has enriched database for Indian customers also. I had raised a caution. It's not about the proprietorship data might not be available, but it's all about the private limited, and public limited companies. You can have all the point of contacts. So in fact, I have been able to successfully speak to some of the C-level people in India who are part of IT industry by using Apollo. And you can check
Thank
my
you.
contact number also from Apollo. You'll get it
Yeah.
if you want to test actually. Yeah.
So we have one more question that asking is, can I test Apollo before purchasing?
Oh, yes. We would want to encourage you to do that, because uh, even if it is saving you lots of cost, say $250+ of spend, but I would still want you to use a free version, get our consultation of 30 minutes along with us, use it and be confident, and only then take a call. Onward journey, we'll support you. But if you want to take a bet on Apollo, do a free version, log in from a free version with your work email, book a consultation with us. We'll help you guide what all aspects you can use it, and you can take it from there. Of course, you should test it before take it. Yeah.
So we have one more question. How many credits we get as a free user to test Apollo? Mr.
So
Talwar. Yeah.
okay, so free credits, it's an open information available, but 250 emails is what you can send. There are around 100 credits for mobile numbers, so it's limited to for a particular 30 days. If you exhaust those credits in your free version, then you'll have to wait for the due date where your billing cycle gets changed, and those credits will be given back to you. So but you can't upgrade or add credits during a free version. That's a limitation of the free version which we have.
So there are 2-3 questions which are related to our next slide. So I will not touch
Yeah.
those questions. I guess that will answer their question. How we
Okay.
are going to book a coaching session, how we can have a session with one-on-one coaching with Thynkwise, and how would I like to start a phase with basic plan, phase 1.
Right.
So
So
I guess
yeah.
these
Okay.
3-4 questions can be answered in next slide.
Okay. Great. Okay. So what was the offer? I'm saying for first 20 signups, uh, go to our website, which is thinkwise.co.in. For a limited period, we have opened a particular page on our pricing, which is the first option, which is free consultation. Drop in your request there, and our team will come and speak to you. We'll fix up a time on our calendar, and we'll do this session with you. We can do a complete hand-holding session as to which section, how we are supposed to use. You don't have to wait for our webinar series to get over, say, of 5 weeks, but you can do it faster. Book a session with us. So that's our offer which we have for all of you here on the web, on this webinar. We can go and sign up for the free consultation, and we will book your calendar along with us. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great offer, team. It's a holiday offer. So I guess you want to join us, you want to know one-to-one coaching, we can go through. Sorry, even just 2 more questions are there, and I guess we're already 3 minutes far from our
Okay.
commitment. 2 more questions are there I would like to answer you. Does Apollo give a pop-up if the account or lead owner has already been signed to someone, if we are reassigning it to someone?
It's a very good question. So Apollo also acts like a beautiful CRM, one of the best CRMs which I've seen. I would say it would compete with Dynamics and Salesforces of the world, or Zohos and Freshworks of the world. What it gives you configurable rights. If you are a contact owner, you have a choice. Of course, the admin has to set it up for you. You can create separate teams within your company. For example, one of the companies working for Microsoft, the other is vertical is working for Azure. You can create partitions, and by the partition, which I mean is none of these teams can see each other's contacts, and they will be owned. But if it is a net new contact, people have to download. So it is open for everybody to see. But if it is a downloaded contact and you're actually working on that account, then the account sharing rules can be defined within Apollo. So you can choose to say they can just have view rights. They won't have editing or calling rights. If they have to do that, they have to come to you for permission. So all those rules and setup can be done within Apollo beautifully.
Okay, so one last question from Tushar. Does Apollo update us on the leads movement?
Okay. Yeah. So absolutely yes. So if you, I spoke about this from database, what has happened to the database till the level of order closure. Right now, it is order management is not part of it because that's very company specific, the way you manage those orders. But from database to order, you have completely, all the features available, and you have a bird's eye view for all the steps which are happening in Apollo.
I
Okay.
guess that's it. Thank you.
So, team, thank you. Thank you for your time on coming onto this call. What we'll do is I've displayed my contact number, email ID on the screen. You can also write to me. You can WhatsApp me. You can call me, and we can also set up sessions. As I told, we can set up sessions when we are on your website. Our team will come and get back to you. And the coaching sessions we are promising is with me. The first 20 session I personally want to do because I want to understand and. I am one of you. So we have been successful because of being one of the best salespersons. And best salesperson are, as I showed the formula, if you're a smart salesperson, you have to be with smart tools and with smart people, which was hidden. So it's smart people like us. You need guidance of. We can work together and make you successful. And all the very best. Use Apollo. If you are in doubt, ping us on whatever channel you want. You can ping us on LinkedIn. You can ping us on WhatsApp or sign up on our website. All the options are available, and we'll come back and book a calendar and sort those for you. Okay. Have a great day. Thank you. We'll wind up now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Vipin sir.